If you're watching this video, stick around to see the crown module in action. A few things have been done before I got this file, but as I zoom in, you can see the support edge. This is about 0.2 millimeters. Alright, I'm going to be placing a die spacer and like a safety zone to control the thickness of the crowns, and I'm going to select all of them in one go. And now you can do this automatically, or you can do the die spacer and zone separately. Okay, let us do this. Go to the folder, and the orange button would do it all automatically. Using the buttons below will then do them everything individually. For the sake of this video, we're going to do them automatically. Depending on your computer speed, it may take a minute or two to complete this procedure. It did take a couple of minutes on my laptop. Please be patient. It does a lot of work behind the scenes. It takes the die spacer and it combines it with your blocking out, etc. So just give it some time just to do its work, and we've got quite a few crowns here. It has to iterate through each and every one of them. Next in my workflow, I would like to check the antagonist. I'm going to be selecting the lower tooth library and then performing a cut on the top teeth. Create your cutter, and then we're going to set the offset. This cutter is actually very good because if your crowns are consistently high, you can change the offset and then apply it. You see how the tooth libraries have been joined up to make one cutter. Then simply select the teeth that you want to trim. And then click the button, which actually makes them a different color. And when I zoom in, we can see where the cutter has trimmed those teeth. The really cool thing though is that as we move the teeth, it is a live trimming tool and we can actually cut it while we're moving the tooth. I've been asked many times why we don't have a heat map in this process, but we don't need it because we are actually cutting the tooth. We're not sculpting it down into occlusion, and here the cut has actually been smoothed automatically. You guessed it, now it's time to generate these tooth library tooth into crowns. Go to the next folder, and I do like going into transparent mode for this procedure so that it becomes easier to just select what I want to select. In this one, I'm going to generate all the upper crowns. These are different from generating lower crowns. So here we have about 10 crowns, and please be patient with this procedure. You can imagine each and every one has to iterate through their scripts, and this takes a bit of time. So grab yourself a cup of coffee or something and then come back to your computer. I've just returned to my computer and I found this. This is really impressive. I'm going to get out of transparent mode, hide the upper segment, and analyze the mesh structure. If you look carefully, we've got a nice 0.2 millimeter support margin, and in edit mode we can actually see how amazing this mesh structure actually is. The little indentation is where the die spacer used to be. So these meshes are really fantastic. I can see though that I haven't cut the occlusion. It's always best to cut the occlusion before you generate, but you can still cut it later, which I'm going to do right now. Okay, I'm going to have to select the segment lower, but I'm not able to select it because the script has locked it. To unlock that and enable selection, go to your outliner window. Now, instead of going through all of these objects, I'm going to type segment, and then the segment up or low will come into view. I will change the filter and make sure that that little arrow key is enabled. This means that now I can select it. And then click on the select antagonist, which is going to make a duplicate version into a cutter. We're going to do the offset, and then we're going to trim the anterior teeth. Then I'm going to select those for live trimming, but it's quite obvious that you will not move these out of the position during live trimming. So here we go, it's actually cut it and smoothed it at the same time. All right, we're going to then do the lower teeth, and we're going to select them and then generate. All right, in transparent mode, I'm going to select my lower tooth library teeth and then generate. After my second cup of coffee, I would turn to the computer and find them generated. I like looking at the mesh structure. Let me examine it. Beautiful. You've got to agree that this mesh structure is really quite incredible. Now, of course, we've got a little bit of an overhang over here, which is easily smoothed down. But for the purpose of the video, I'll just skip through this and go to the next section. Now you've guessed it, we're going to focus on the implants that the crowns have been completed. This is a completely different procedure. We're going to go to the implant crowns menu. Now again in transparent mode, I'm going to be searching for the interface. So this interface comes from implant companies. Usually it's offset by 0.1 to make it fit correctly, and it has one edge loop. Everything must be closed except for one loop going around it, which becomes the inside surface of your crown. I'm going to click on the making of the tubes. Always check that the tubes have been extruded into the correct direction. The offset of 1.2 divided by 2 actually means that this is 0.6 millimeters thick to ensure that the crown is thick enough, and then apply it. I'll be doing the exact same procedure on the other side, so I'm going to fast forward this video. Alright, this is the last one that we're doing. And this is where the fun starts again. And I love actually seeing how this works. I'm going to select all of the tooth libraries that I want to convert into implant crowns. You'll notice that there's no upper or lower differentiation, only one button which controls the whole procedure. Again, just wait it out. This procedure doesn't take quite as long as generating the crowns. Alright, I'm quite keen to see what this mesh structure looks like. I'm going to unhide everything. So this is easily done. We select the teeth that we want to view, and then we're going to use Control I to select the inverse and H to hide. Check this out. We've got a little bit of irregularities over here, but this is easily smoothed down. But look at the integration between the abutment and the actual tooth library tooth. This is unlike any other dental software. We've got a almost flawless join over there. Here I'm going to smooth that down and show you guys again what this mesh structure looks like. There's a perfect integration between the abutment and the tooth library tooth. Sure, now you may wonder what we're going to do with the screw hole, and this needs to be done. So here in transparent mode, I'm going to move the screw channel. So when you see it, if it does bounce like that, it means that the magnet is on. So just go Control Z back and then allow the magnet tool to do that. And I'm going to drag up the screw channel, the hole maker. Please make sure that you've got the correct dimension so that the screw head will in fact indeed move through this cut. This isn't a normal Boolean cut, but it is very special because the script is going to design a supportive ring around the mesh geometry. And you will see very soon what I mean by that. I'm going to select all of the implant crowns, and then we're going to make our holes going through it. I will show you how incredible this is. I'm going to select my crowns, Control I, and hide all of the others, get out of transparent mode, and demonstrate what I mean by this supportive ring structure. Now, unlike other dental software, ours does it automatically, and it gives way more support during the milling, and it's perfect to make eye-bar using this mesh geometry. You can clearly see the visible difference on the inside between this and different software. I'll quickly move to the other crowns to see how the geometry is over there. This would then basically complete the entire case, except for a little bit of smoothing here or there. But other than that, we have a beautiful rehabilitation. The occlusion has been cut, the crowns have been done, and even the implant crowns have been completed. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.